the champ of the mic owns the night. With a mind so slick and a suit so clean, he's running this ring like a wrestling machine. From gold-plated deals to jaw-dropping schemes, he's the mastermind of your wildest dreams. Stand up, take note, bow down if you can. It's the Brilliant Show with the Brilliant One. He's the man.
Welcome into the Brilliant Show. We got some special guests coming up here in just a minute. We got the Fox and the Jackal. We got Kimber Fox and Asher Andrews coming up. But before we get to that, just remind you that if you can't catch us live, always check us on a podcast platform. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, Amazon Music, and Audible. Give us that 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts. Also, you can check it out on YouTube and go to thebrilliant1.com. There it is. thebrilliantshow.com. Let me get that straight. But we're streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. We got a couple good shows coming up this Friday and Saturday night. The first one up is Blast to the Future 3, Lost Art of Wrestling. It will be in Florence, Mississippi. It's going to be an exceptional show. Check it out. And then Saturday night, Biloxi, Mississippi. It's the birthday beatdown, Ray Fury, Lucha Lacora. Saturday night in Biloxi at the Sanctuary. So go check that out as well. And without further ado, let's welcome our guest in. Let's welcome in Asher Andrews and Kimber Fox.
What's up? Doing great. Brilliant One. It's lovely to see you. Can you hear us okay?
Yes, we can hear you fine. Look, got the Brilliant Show shirt on now. Forgot to even plug that. You can go check it out. Brainbuster Tees. I know it's kind of going in with the green screen, but how are y'all doing tonight? Y'all had an easy week, huh? So far.
A little bit.
Yeah. You know, I just got tattooed. We're trying to work on somebody. There we go. Just got tattooed. Shout out to Rachel Elsie at Man of War Tattoo in Daphne. If you're looking for a tattoo, go hit her up. Yeah, we've had a pretty good week so far.
For sure. I believe she followed the Brilliant Show today after that. So I guess she's going to be on here checking y'all out. We got some comments coming in. We're going to get started here in just a second, but Suge White already tuning in. Y'all late. Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Shut up, Suge.
Wow.
We were busy.
Look at that. Let's see.
Trying to get everything set up, looking nice for the Brilliant One, and you got to come in and talk your trash.
That's right. We're going to get this. Timothy Davis, what's up? Let's see. Not late today. Yeah, I know you're on time, ain't you? Hey, Kimber and Asher, as Kaylee Angel says. What's up, Stephen Dixon? Look at the Brilliant Show shirt. I know the green screen's messing up a little bit, but you can go check that out and get you a t-shirt. They're on Brainbuster Tees, the Brilliant Show. But Are y'all anywhere this weekend?
We are. We're going to be at the birthday bash in Biloxi, Mississippi. And as a matter of fact, I think Kimber here has something to say about that.
Yeah, go ahead, Kimber. Let's hear it.
Considering that Ray and Lucha both left me out of the Gemini birthday bash because my birthday is tomorrow, and they decided that they wanted to have their little birthday bash like 3 days after my birthday, but didn't want to include me in it.
Which is typical of Ray Fury and Lucha Lacora. It's got to be all about them.
Well, I'm gonna just say it's happy birthday, happy early birthday. Tomorrow's your birthday, right? Oh,
yeah.
Look at that. Coming on the Brilliant Show a day before your birthday. That's even better right there. So you got the birthday beatdown, which is going to be fun. The Brilliant One will be there as well. That's Saturday night. There it is, Saturday night in Biloxi, Mississippi for Combat Sports Pro. That should be a good one. Remember to like the video here. I just want to dive right into this real quick. How about we do this? Asher, why don't you, how you tell me, did you grow up a wrestling fan?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So I have an older brother, he's 10 years my senior, and he was big into the wrestling into the 80s, and he got me into it. And I can remember my first experience with wrestling, sitting on a bunk bed, probably playing with some action figures or something. and he had put on a VHS tape of Sting and Vader in a strap match. And that just sucked me in immediately because it made me, at the time, it made me think of like Wolverine versus the Juggernaut. And at the end of the day, I mean, it's good versus evil. It's bad versus good. It's heroism and villainy. And it just sucked me in. And I'd been a fan ever since. And before you even asked, Sting, all-time favorite wrestler.
Sting, all-time favorite wrestler. Man, I'm sorry. Kimber, happy birthdays here with from Angel Louderback, Matt Clark, and Brian Ockman. All wishing you a happy birthday. So
Thank you.
they're showing you some love. Well, no, my thing with Sting is, here's another happy early birthday from Steven Dixon. But here's my thing with Sting. I was a fan of Sting once he got out of the surfer boy look and became, the Crow Sting. I really enjoyed that time. Now, Kimber, we got Asher's story. What about you? Did you grow up a wrestling fan, or did you not see it until later on in life?
I didn't see it until later on. I didn't actually get into wrestling until I started dating Asher. And it honestly kind of took me a little bit to like get into it, and then when I started really getting into it, I got into it. I was definitely hooked. And whenever we first broke in, it was more or less like it was something that he wanted to do before, he felt like he couldn't anymore. And so I was like, okay, well, if you do it, I'll do it with you. And then we went, and I think he thought I wasn't going to continue doing it. But I was the one that, was like, okay, well, when are we going back?
No, I thought that as soon as she took that first bump, she was going to be done. And to her credit, I think she loved it more than I did that first practice session that we had. Because on that car ride home, we took a lot of bumps. I mean, we were probably doing some bumping that we probably shouldn't have been doing on day one. So we were feeling it. We were sore on the way home. And to her credit, like she said, when are we going to go back and do this again? Because I love it.
Look at that, man. It is fun once you get to it. Jay, I am not taking shots at Sting. I just said I did not like the Surfer Boy style Sting. I grew up a heel fan. I was a Rick Rude type of guy. So I'm not taking shots at Sting. Sting's one of the greatest of all time, no doubt. That's ride or die right there. That's exactly right. Hannah Harrington says she can't wait till June 28th. What is going on June 28th? That's Louisiana, right?
Yeah, that's Louisiana. That's TWA, Takeover Wrestling Alliance, where I don't think I'll be defending the Louisiana State Championship, but I'll be there in action, as will Kimber Fox.
Yeah, Kimber's going to be taking on somebody that was on the podcast, if I'm not mistaken. Big Booty Judy there.
Big Booty Judy.
The notorious BJ. So,
you will be defending your championship, your Takeover Wrestling Alliance Women's Championship. Look at that belt. Beautiful.
That is a beautiful belt. So
and I got to help design it.
So both of you have championships from Louisiana.
Indeed, we do. I have the Louisiana State Championship, and she has the Takeover Wrestling Alliance Women's Championship.
How about that? Well, tell me a little bit about Takeover Wrestling Alliance here, because I have never been to a show. I don't know what that sound was in here, but I've never been to a show, and would like to know a little bit more about them.
So I think they primarily run out of Chalmette, Louisiana. Good group of folks out there. I always had quality opponents, and I appreciate that. I want to push myself to be better. A lot of people say that I'm cheap and underhanded, but I'm just smart. I need to push myself to figure out new ways of winning. So with good quality opponents, that's what I get to do.
We got Sing Pet in here throwing red flags, and then we got Murdo Brown, the traitor that he is. Red
Red
flags are
flags up.
champions. So there you go. But yeah, I mean, like, so you was into wrestling. Kimber got into it. Family were brought together by wrestling. What, Asher, made you decide, man, I'm going to give this a shot? And then how did you find a place to train? How did you hear about where you were going to train? And what made you finally decide to make that leap?
Oh man, this is gonna be. I can already tell where we're going with this one, and
No. I'll just say this: you say what you want to say about the situation. I know about most of it. You just say what you want to say.
well, we will. So I don't know if I got the bug maybe 5-6 years ago. You know, it's something that I'd wanted to do in the past.
Oh, they froze up. Something happened there. We'll give them a second and see if we get it situated there. Timothy Davis, we'll ask that question when they come back for sure. All right, I think we got them back in. Let's bring them back here.
Sorry about that.
No problem. No
The
problem.
screen kept timing out, and I was trying to get it to stop doing that, and I broke it.
It's all good. We got you right back in here, and Timothy Davis does have a question, and we'll get back to the training part here in just a sec. But Timothy Davis does. He asked Ryan Razors, is Asher and Kimber into horror movies? If so, what's their favorite? He asked Ryan Razors this question, is what he's meaning.
I don't know why he asked Ryan Razors that, but yes, we are absolutely into horror movies. Probably our favorite genre, would you say? Yeah. Favorite movie.
I know, I'm like
Still trying to time out, but.
Or what's your favorite character or movie? Either one.
Suspiria is one of my favorites, but I am also I do enjoy the Rob Zombie movies a lot. So and the Hannibal series. So Silence of the Lambs, House of a Thousand Corpses, or Suspiria. Sorry, I can't pick one.
Yes, and I was about to clarify when she says Rob Zombie movies, we're talking House of a Thousand Corpses, Devil's Rejects,
yes,
not
like OG.
new Halloweens or the even the third movie. I forget what it's even called in that series.
It's in the House of a Thousand Corpses, the Devil's Rejects, and then there's one other I can't remember the name of it either.
Devil's 3 or something. It wasn't very
good. Three from Hell.
Three from Hell.
Yeah. It's not terrible, but it's not.
Yeah, Sid Haig's not in it. You have to have Sid Haig. He died. I know he died, and he was briefly in it, but he made those first 2 movies, in my opinion. But.
He definitely made House of a Thousand Corpses. That was a great one. I loved not only did I liked it, it was the 70s style kind of horror.
Yep.
The grindhouse kind of deal with House of a Thousand Corpses, but I loved the camera angles. And how they did everything in there. It was just perfect.
The cinematography was fantastic.
It really was. 3 from Hell. I think y'all froze up again for a second.
Damn. I keep trying to fix it.
We back now? Okay.
Sorry. It keeps doing weird shit.
We've got our phone set up for this. We don't have a laptop set up, and it keeps timing out. We're trying to keep it from timing out. So if you see us like coming up and like poking the screen, that's to keep it from timing out, so we can keep your beautiful face on our screen.
There you go. I like that. So let's get back to the training part.
Yes.
And get from there.
The way that we had started, man, it's really hard to say. Maybe. So I was a wrestling fan growing up. I kind of gotten out, and I was a WCW kid. I'm going to throw that out there. And I kind of got out of it when WCW folded, and I didn't really like a lot of what was going on with WWE, and hitting high school just wrestling didn't really resonate with me anymore, and I kind of grew out of it. And I got a job working with my brother, my older brother, who was still a wrestling fan, and he bought me tickets to WrestleMania 30 for my birthday. And I was like, I'm thinking to myself, I'm obviously not saying this to him, but I'm like, I'll go, I've got the tickets, it'll be fun, but I'm not really into wrestling anymore. And then I started watching to the lead up of it because I wanted to get an idea of the characters and the stories. And I got into Bray Wyatt big time. I loved everything with the Wyatt family, Daniel Bryan as well. And
You're good. Keep going.
sorry. And went and watched WrestleMania 30 live in person, and it immediately just sucked me right back in. And I was a fan just right off the rip from being there. Just the energy in that stadium was
WrestleMania 30
unbelievable.
was unbelievable. Anyway, you had Daniel Bryan winning the championship, which was, that Undertaker streak ended, which I was working like till midnight that night, and I wasn't going to watch WrestleMania until I got off. But my brother-in-law, who at the time wasn't my brother-in-law at the time, but he sent me a message, and it said 21-1. I was like, no! I was just like,
Yeah.
no, not Brock Lesnar to do it, but anyway, continue on.
And seeing that in person too, man. I mean, it was like the energy for that match when the Undertaker lost. It was like the energy was just sucked out of the arena. It was dead quiet. They often go to the meme of the one guy that has that shock expression on his face, but I swear everybody was like that. And there were people, bitching about it, in line to the bathroom. Anyway, getting off track here. So going back to training, we'd found out we were friends with Manny Street at the time. We still like Manny Street. I've had some beef with him. We had some clashes before, but we're good friends with Manny Street, and unbeknownst to us, he had been training, and all of a sudden he had his debut at Diamond Championship Wrestling, and posted, all the videos of it, and we were like, holy shit, this guy's wrestling. And hit him up, asked him where he was training at, and he let us know. And at the time I had a little shoulder tweak from working out, and I was like, I don't know if I'm ready to start training yet. I want to make sure I'm in like peak physical condition for this. And I think there was a Jay Lethal seminar that was supposed to happen, and she actually reached out to the Diamond page and said, hey, can we come and attend this seminar? We're not wrestling yet, but we want to start wrestling. And they hit her back and said, no, you can't. It's not, it's closed to the public. It's only for wrestlers. But if you want to start wrestling, you can come to the seminar. So we went I want to say that next week, whatever day it was.
Yeah, no, we went straight up that that Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jay Lethal had some scheduling conflict, had to reschedule. He was going to appear at a later date. I guess that later date still hadn't come. But anyway.
Move this.
But yeah, I mean, so once you got into the deal, like, was you sold? Like,
yeah,
got to do it now. I've got to do it now.
Absolutely, yep.
My and the cracking. Look at this. Hey, Crystal Morrison, how are you? Look at the Brilliant Show shirt. Go get you one. And also check out thebrilliantshow.com. There it is right there. Show up. But anyway, Asher, so when did you first attend, and how did the whole process of getting into wrestling school and training go?
Oh man, this is a story in and of itself. I can't remember. Well, how long has it been? 2-3 years, 2.5, 3 years?
3, 2, 3, I think.
I want to say it's been about 3 years. Can't remember the date. I'd have to, look back at my phone and figure that out. But roughly,
Jesus fucking Christ.
Knocked the drink over.
Sorry.
Roughly 3 years ago, we started training, and actually at the time, we walk in and we started with Liam, who is still at Diamond, I believe. But all three of us just kind of walked into this warehouse in Mobile, I think. It was like a car garage that they had a wrestling ring set up in. It was really weird. And then we see Brent and Walter, and we're like, these are the trainers here?
Brent and Walter.
Brent and Walter.
Yeah.
And Walter.
So we were immediately like, I don't know about this.
Yeah,
But
Walter, you should have said, you should turn around and ran. But
now listen.
No.
Take it. Shit. So I know you've got heat with Walter, and a lot of people have heat with Walter, and where there's smoke, there's usually fire, and there's a lot of smoke around Walter. But I will say this: he has never done anything wrong to us, and as a matter of fact, he helped her a lot during the training process. Once we started with the actual trainer of Diamond, who was MT2.
You can't mention that name on the podcast. Sorry.
Oh, not in a negative connotation, right? In a positive. He taught us the basics, and after speaking with some people that came up with him, training with him, he taught us what he knew. So I'll give him that. He taught us the basics. So.
All right.
I'm just making faces consistently because anytime I had difficulty with certain things training, and when I wouldn't get something immediately, he would basically like get irritated with me and have me sit out instead of trying to help me figure out how to do it. So that's my issue. There was an instance where I was not included in something and I almost left. And Walter did talk me down off of a cliff on that situation because I would have left and I would have never come back. Like I was that annoyed. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't fine. It wasn't fine. I don't know what I did to like deserve that other than not getting things immediately, but whatever.
And there was an instance where, at the end of each training session, we'd break down and have practice matches. And I think it was like a 3-on-3 or 4-on-4 or something like that. And MT left her out. He was like, you can just sit out and watch, or you can ref or something. I don't even think he offered you the chance to ref. He just said you could sit out.
Said I could sit out.
And Walter, again, to his credit, said, no, I'll sit out. Get her in. She needs practice.
Yeah.
And so, again, I understand there's beef.
I'm going to just say this, but I never thought I'd say this. I'm glad Walter did that. I'm gonna give Walter a clap for that, because if it wasn't for Walter, you may have quit, and we may not get to see the fox. We just got to see the jackal. So there you go.
He definitely talked me off that ledge because I just wasn't fine. A lot of people will come to he who shall not be named's defense, but
well, that's on the screen here. Well, I'm glad MT something got bullied. That's from Brian. Hey, Brian, great.
But yeah, so I can't get on board with that. Like if somebody doesn't get something, you can't just get frustrated with them. Like you have to help them figure out what it is that they're doing wrong instead of just getting frustrated with them and telling them to like go sit down.
You have to be a teacher.
Well, first off, you got to know how to spell teacher to be one. Second, that's the whole process when you're teaching somebody. If they're not getting it, you have to keep working with them until they get it, because the more you work with them, the more they understand it, the more they get it. If they don't get it, I know a guy, and I'm not gonna say his name on here, that I trained with, and we were 7 months in, and he still didn't know how to take a back bump.
Oh shit.
So yeah, but anyway,
He didn't know, or he didn't know, like nobody taught him.
They taught him.
Mm.
They were. I'll just say this right now. Everybody that was in that class that I was in had the back bump down within the first day. And he would still hit his head, still wouldn't do it right, would land awkward, and they kept showing him. They kept showing him.
Hey, and you know what? Wrestling is for everyone, but being a pro wrestler is not for everyone. There's a role in wrestling for anyone that wants to be involved, but not everyone can be a pro wrestler.
Newt, how the hell did you know that one? Anyway, that was a good one, Newt. You got something like that. You got it about right. But anyway, and it was just things like that. You know, nothing against the guy because he was a nice guy. But it just, man, it just like his mind was at trying to get the fame, the entrance. He was more worried about his entrance than he was learning to actually train to be a wrestler. We're on 13 likes. I need to get 14 up there. We need to get that past.
No, we need to get everybody watching this needs to like it right now if you haven't already, and share it for that matter.
Asher for president. Miss Savage over here looking for a president.
I don't want that job. Don't put that on me.
I have a tomato in my kitchen and it's starting to rot.
Who said that?
Timothy Davis. So
I don't care.
Yeah. But anyway, so Walter saved the fox from getting out. Man, I'm having a hard time trying to,
and if we disappear, I apologize. We're trying to fix this bumping the screen every minute thing that we're doing.
Piss me off.
Is it a bootleg tomato?
Is it a bootleg tomato?
Yeah. Asher,
give us
what's your favorite WCW match? Also, Kimber Fox, what's yours? She probably didn't even like wrestling when WCW was going on Murder. You're supposed to know about your faction mates here. But Asher, tell us what your favorite WCW match was.
Man,
I think you did, didn't you? Was it?
Yeah, I mean, probably Sting Vader. I mean, I'm sure I could go back and find something that I've enjoyed more than that match, but right now I would have to think about that long and hard. I'd have to go back through a catalog of those matches to figure it out. So we're gonna see Sting and Vader.
My favorite match was any match Vince Russo was in. Vince Russo, the greatest mind, the greatest wrestler in the history of wrestling.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you there.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! Let's see this. Asher and Kimber, why is Sho Funaki the #1 SmackDown announcer? No, go on somewhere.
Go away. Well, don't go away. Keep watching, but stop commenting.
Irwin is the number one announcer for WWE, like fucking as a whole.
Ring announcer.
Ring announcer. Sorry.
All right.
Have you seen her? Have you seen her? Have you seen her?
Loud hits here. AEW set the bar high for PPV Sunday at Double or Nothing.
We haven't watched it yet. No spoilers. We're gonna watch it at some point.
No spoilers, but I'm gonna just say this: pay-per-views don't really exist no more. So
yeah, I'm still kind of hot that they've got this deal with HBO and they're not streaming their quality events or whatever the hell they're called on HBO Max or Max. I don't know, whatever that is called. Also, I'm kind of hot about that. Like, come on, like just put it on there. I pay that subscription, so I don't want to pay $50 every other month, however much it is.
That's what I'm saying. It's when they done spoiled us with Peacock, WWE Network. Brandon, any chance you can ask Asher and Kimber if I should drink a twisted tea or whiskey tonight? Which one should?
Both. Is it JD? Is it JD? No.
No. This is Timothy Davis asking, and
both. Still both.
Yeah, still both. Mix it together.
Man, somebody's gonna get really drunk tonight. I'm not gonna be the one. And watched WWE
Really? What?
7 years. Tried to watch Saturday night's main event. I was bored. Went back to the 90s Memphis YouTube. I'll say this, Newt, I understand where you're coming from. Saturday night's main event to me, I enjoyed Ron Cena. I enjoyed. That's what he called. It was on his shirt, Ron Cena.
Yeah.
I loved it. I thought it was great.
I was really good. I also didn't watch that, but I saw the clips from it, and it was hilarious. I
We were
love.
also working on Saturday.
What? Yeah, we were occupied Saturday, but yes, I saw clips from it, and it was great.
Birthday stuff since after Saturday. So
Sing Pet, that's for you. I was not
Whoa! Why are you flipping the bird to Sing Pet? King Petty, leader of the Red Flag Army. Don't come on, Brandon.
Well, that's because he said I was a slow reader, and plus he's been bashing my podcast. He don't want to come on it. I didn't even invite him on, and he's sitting here. I'm not going to come on your podcast. I didn't invite you.
I'm not gonna come on your podcast.
I didn't invite you. Wow. So why would you be on here? What's it like getting ready for a mystery partner? I'm sorry, guys, we've got off track here, but what's it like getting ready for a mystery partner, Asher?
Well, I don't know that I've had a mystery partner like in a tag match. Is that what they're talking about?
I'm guessing.
I don't know. I don't know that I've ever had a mystery partner. She has, and she didn't know who her partner was, and then all of a sudden,
mystery opponent.
Mystery opponent. Okay, that makes more sense. Well, I mean, you gotta prepare for the inevitable. You always have to have a plan A, a plan B, a plan C, and a plan D. You got to plan for your speedsters, your high flyers, your ground and pound, your technicians. You plan for all of it. That's what training is for. Now, I will say I do prefer to know who my opponent is in advance because I tape studied my opponent. For instance, this weekend in Biloxi, I'm going to go ahead and call my shot right now. I am cashing in my championship opportunity on Amp the Champ. And I've been tape studying Amp. I've been watching his matches. I know what to prepare for. And I'm going to go ahead and promise you this. Amp's not going to be a champ for much longer.
Well, he'll have to take that the champ out of his name after Saturday, right?
Right.
So, Dan Edmonds Photography. They do superb work, by the way. If you want to check out some of their work, Dan Edmonds does a lot. It's great. How did y'all come up with the persona, the fox and the jackal? I want to know this too. I'm kind of curious. Come on, Kimber, come on. I'm sure you were the brains behind it, but come on.
Most of it was me. I came up with my my wrestling name first. Actually based kind of loosely on my burlesque name because I did burlesque for 8 years before I got into wrestling. And then after that, I was like, okay, we need like a name. We need something that we can both like have as our tagline.
And sorry to cut you off here, but we'll get into this later. But when we were training, we were asked, hey, do you want to be a unit? Do you want to be a couple? Do you want to be a stable? Or do you want to operate individually? And we said, no, we are 100% the same team, we're a unit. Yes. So that's why we had to figure out what we're going to call ourselves.
Well, this Ray Fury is already up in your way. Ain't no way.
I don't care about Ray Fury. He's a bitch. So
not even Jey Uso cares about Ray Fury.
No. I'm gonna trademark "Ain't No Way" before he can even like see straight. So
I got Ray.
No, I was sitting there thinking, and I was trying to figure out something. I was like, okay, I'm the fox. What other like animal can we do that's not like not overused, because a lot of people use, you know, wolves. Not throwing any shade at anybody that uses a wolf, because
We like wolves.
We like
like
wolves, we
wolves.
like
Don't get it twisted.
but I wanted it to be something a little bit different, and so I started looking at. I actually went into the like
wolf.
We like the lone
we
wolf.
like that baby. He's a sweet baby. But I actually went into, because I'm kind of an animal nerd, so I went into looking at different kinds of canids, which canids, canine family. And so I found the jackal, and I was like, okay, what if we did the fox and the jackal? That there's a nice ring to that. It sounds good, you know, that seems like a good idea. And then I think your only objective was what's his face from AEW that was the jackal.
Oh, Don Callis,
Don
who
Callis.
was at one point in time called the
was
Jackal.
the Jackal.
1998. You go back to 98. He was the Jackal. But yes.
Yep.
But 1998 is definitely a little, you know, so we can kind of revive it a little bit. We can revive it. But yeah, so that's where I kind of wanted it to be I wanted it to have a nice ring to it. And the fox and the jackal sounded good. And I mean, it has continued to sound good.
And it does. But I was thinking more like a Disney movie, The Fox and the Hound. You know,
Oh, that's a sad Disney movie.
That's a sad movie, dude.
One of my favorite Disney movies. That is a sad Disney movie.
Man.
it is sad. All right, Miss Savage has a question. So let's both of you can answer this. What is the dream match for both of you?
There's layers to that one.
I was about to say, I don't know.
I say this. We give Asher and Kimber give one single opponent, and then y'all give one mixed tag. Like, who would you like to put? Like
four people
male and female in that.
I have 4 women that 3 women that I would absolutely love to get in a ring with. So that sucks.
What's up, John Taylor?
Just shoot. Who are the?
I got one for you, Kimber. Have you ever been in the ring with Lucy Blade?
Oh, have I been in the ring with Lucy Blade?
But anyway, really, like, just all right. You can name all 4, even if you don't want to just pick one. Just name the 4 you.
All right, I'm gonna name. There's a 3. I said 4 is 3. So I would like to have a match with Chris Statlander, Tony Storm, or Rhea Ripley.
Wow. Flaming Sports Media. I recommend you probably watching on Facebook or YouTube. Either one is good. Just send your comments. Either way, you're getting your comments in here, so make sure you tune in for that. Subscribe to us on YouTube anyway. And then follow me on Facebook at Brandon Turner. So, but anyway, I'm sorry.
So
for all 3 she did. And for you, Asher.
For me personally, I mean, Sting in his prime, I would love to get in the ring with Sting just because, again, he's my favorite. But if I had to pick, someone else, Zack Sabre Jr. I would love to work with Zack Sabre Jr. because I could learn a lot from him. I love the style that he works. He is
the submission style.
Yes, I really kind of think he's underrated. I don't hear a lot about him because he's in New Japan. A lot of the New Japan guys kind of seem to fly under the radar. I think he's one of the greatest. And Ryan Daniel or Daniel Bryanson, whatever.
Daniel Bryanson, Daniel.
Right, yeah, whatever. Brian, Daniel Bryan, whatever. I'd love to get in the ring with him too.
Well, with Zack Sabre Jr., he had a shot to get in WWE. He turned it down.
Yeah.
So, but Zack Sabre is a great talent. He really is. And let's see here. So now mixed tag, you can. It don't have to be an actual tag team. You can pick two people that you would definitely love to have a tag match with.
I got a good one. I think you'll be on more with this one. Swerve and Willow. Swerve and Willow in a hardcore match.
Period. End of story.
All right. Well, there you go. We got that question. Let's move on. All right, I want to get into this. So you started training. You had your first match and stuff. How did your first match go? Do you remember who you faced in your first match, both of you?
Yeah, we did a mixed tag against Sid and Sawyer Silver.
Another married couple, great wrestlers. I don't think Sid's active right now. Sawyer's still wrestling at DCW. Good people.
Yeah.
And we enjoyed it. And
yeah, we had a good time.
Yeah.
It was very nice. It was a bar show, so it was a little more laid back, but it was we had a really good time.
All right, now you said bar show, right?
Yeah.
What bar was it at? In
Blue Moon Bar in Fort Walton Beach, Florida.
Oh yes. As a matter of fact, when I went down to, I had to go to a wedding in Fort Walton one weekend, and I rode by that bar. And actually, Combat Sports Pro was having a show that night. If I had not had to attend the wedding, I was going to show up at that show that night. And that was back about over a year ago. It was in April 2024. So.
I think that might have been like close to one of the last shows that they had there because they closed down for like good.
Yeah, the Blue Moon Bar closed down.
They closed.
And Combat's moved to Props Brewery, which is another great location.
Yeah, I was looking at that location, man. That is awesome. And y'all been there several times. What's the atmosphere like there?
Which one? There's the Props in Fort Walton and there's the Props in Freeport. Both are really, really cool locations. The one in Fort Walton, they have brewery kitties. So I love that. But it is a cool crowd there. And then Freeport is really neat. It's outside, so it's a little spicier during the summer. But it's still a really fun show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Brimstone has chimed in here. Let's see what Brimstone has
to say. Brimstone.
What would each of you consider your favorite match or best match you've had thus far in each of your careers?
Okay, I've got mine ready, so I'll let you think a little bit. So I've got two. I know we keep saying we got to do more than one. I've got two because it's too hard to choose between each of them. So one of our first matches was at Combat. It was me, her, and Walter the Worm versus Lucha Lacora, Zane Stevens, and Brooklyn Barrett. And it was essentially a hardcore match. And this was, again, one of our first matches, a hardcore match. And we loved it. We loved getting hit. I can remember Zane just whacking the shit out of me with a chair. I can remember whacking Zane or Lucha with kendo sticks. I can remember getting money stapled to my pecs. I loved it.
A lot of money, or I stapled Brooklyn a lot.
Yeah.
That's definitely one of my favorite matches too.
And then my other favorite was, of course, when I won this beautiful belt right here, the DigiStrap Championship, the first title that I've ever won. That was a huge deal for me. I pinned Vladimir Koloff for this. Your client. How many people can say that they?
I'm going to remove them from the screen for a second because they were talking bad about my client.
No, we have a lot of respect for Koloff. Don't get it twisted.
We watched that. We know he put us over hard, so
we've got a lot of respect for Koloff. We butt heads a lot, but I mean, again, how many people can say that they pinned Koloff, and I won the Digistrap championship from it. And that was really cool. I mean, again, it was the first championship that I've ever won. I can remember walking into the back and everyone being so happy and proud and walking up to me and giving me hugs. Even those that I don't really like that much and that don't like me that much, because they've seen how much work that I've put into this and how much I love this business and how hard I've been training. So that was a great moment. That's one of my favorite moments in my career.
Well, before Kimber gets to hers, I gotta say something here. I got a little bone to pick with Kimber. You know, you want to talk about my clients, you want to, do all this and that. Kimber, just a few weeks ago, you twisted my nipples and then grabbed me by my beard and threw me out of the room. What was up with that? I was trying to be friends with you.
For fun.
Listen, Brandon, you're a great manager. Maybe not so much a wrestler. I think your role is on the outside of the ring, not in the middle. So
I got the wrestling skills of Kurt Angle. I just didn't do nothing that night because I was caught off guard.
Well, let's see it.
Book it. Kimber versus.
Book it. Let's go. Book it.
Yeah, let's book it. But anyway, Kimber, what's your favorite match so far? And
I think the first one comes to mind was in at Combat at Freeport. He listed the other one, but I had a triple threat with Sid Silver and Brooklyn Barrett, and it was like, I mean, triple threats are DQ, so whatever. But like, I had my staple gun, Sid had a kendo stick, and we kind of just like we just said fuck it, we ball. And it was really fun. The crowd was really into it, and it was,
those girls beat the hell out of each other.
Yeah, it was really fun. It was a fun match. We got back in the locker room, and we were all just like, dripping with sweat, just like, that was fun. And that's where I think, like, you can go out there and you can have the best match or whatever, and then you can get back in the locker room and it's whatever. But like, if you get back in the locker room after you've had a match and you're like, that was fun, like I mean, having a good match is great, but if you had fun, I don't really know that you can beat that.
No, you can't. You definitely can. And yes, we are getting drunk. We got work.
Oh, you drinking what, a Voodoo Ranger?
Yeah, Juice Force Voodoo Ranger tonight.
I thought about grabbing some Juice Force Voodoo Rangers for this, but just in solidarity with you. But that 8%, that's a little too much for me. So I've got the strawberry Abitas.
Hold on.
In my GCW koozie, which we'll get to GCW a little later.
Percentage just is. You said 8%. Oh, I don't think so, buddy. Let me get
9%.
9.5. I was like 8%. Wait a minute, I'm already feeling something. But no, Loud Hits. UMF is going to drink me or going to make me drink on here. Go ahead and drink. And I said Kurt Angle skills, not Chris Angel. I do that when she threw me over the top rope. I disappeared. But
well, it took you long enough to get in the ring, so
yeah. Well, here's my thing. I was thinking of the strategy of what I was going to do. I was wanting to win the title, and then Suge White, Christian Blake kind of surrounded me. I had no other choice but to get in the ring. And then when I got in there, I thought Kimber was a friend of mine, and then she twists my nipples, and I'm screaming like a girl, and then she clotheslines me, chops me. I still got handprints on my chest.
I mean, that sounds like red flag activities to me, and that's exactly what we do. Red flags up.
Well,
red flags in the chat.
The second time you put your knee up, so that's her fault, not mine.
Well, he was trying to defend himself.
You could have had one. You had to have two.
Yeah. Well, probably needed a little more than that. But for me being stupid at one point in that match.
Probably.
But anyway, let's get back to talking about the stars. Hold on. Asher, bro. How do we get Fox and the Jackal koozies? Do y'all have koozies? 'Cause I could
we
use
do.
that for.
We do have koozies.
We actually have one more left.
We have to get more made. We only made the ones with
And honestly, I don't even like these because it says she wears the pants, and we both wear the pants. And honestly, neither of us are wearing the pants right now because we're both wearing shorts. So that chant is stupid.
Asher, just go ahead and save face, buddy. We all know she wears the pants in the family. There's nothing wrong with that. Look, there's nothing wrong with that because my wife wears the pants in the family too. We can all talk a lot of trash and say, "Oh, we're big men," but as soon as the wife is in the room, yeah, we shrink up pretty quick, and
she doesn't wear the pants. But we're gonna get some more koozies made. That don't have she wears the pants on. But we do have one more left.
She wears the pants on.
But yeah, you can get them at our show, and if you want our shirts, you can get them on Pro Wrestling Tees. That's right, Pro Wrestling Tees / The Fox and the Jackal. Go buy our shirts right now for her birthday. Do it. Don't. We're not going to be the type of people that put up our Cash App and Venmo and say, "Hey, it's my birthday. Give me money." No, just buy our merch.
Hold on, Kimber. Hold on. Let's get this right. Hold on. Let me add. What is your Cash App?
Oh shit. So I don't know. I will give you. I gotta find that. You have the Cash App on your phone.
I'm pretty sure it's the Fox and the Jackal.
Yeah. Oh, I was reading.
We're using her phone.
I'm gonna get this set up.
Is the one that we are using to take a video. I think that my Venmo also though is the Fox and Jackal.
Oh no, we use my Cash App and it's Asher X Andrews.
Asher.
That's the era that I ran on.
Andrews. Okay. All right, we're gonna do the Cash App. We're gonna do the scroll for a minute. If you want to send some birthday money to Kimber on Cash App, there it is, right there.
Venmo is also Asher X Andrews.
So it's Asher X Andrews on Venmo and Cash App. It is scrolling at the bottom of your screen. If you want to do a birthday gift there for Kimber, go ahead and do it.
But you can also just go to Pro Wrestling Tees / The Fox and the Jackal, buy our merch, wear it to our shows, and we'll get the money, and you get a shirt. So,
hey, all you got to do is go to Brainbuster Tees, Flaming Sports Media, get that, and then go to Pro Wrestling Tees and get the Fox and the Jackal.
Yeah,
if you're gonna have
get both.
Yeah, but you get both. But if you can only get one, I recommend the Fox and the Jackal. So there you go.
Oh, thank you, Brandon. Good brother.
Yes. You know, I've always had faith in y'all, and I think you know this.
I think
you really have.
I've always.
We know because, like, you know, when and obviously we'll probably get to this at some point, but when shit hit the fan.
I mean, we're an hour into this podcast. Do we want to go ahead and pop this open?
Why don't we get to the way the shit hit the fan, and then we'll get to our situation with that.
Okay.
All right.
So we'll just say.
I'll go ahead and do it. I'll just bring up. How can I do this in a simple and easy way? Oh, I can.
That's what I'm trying to find out, like a TLDR way to do it.
I think he's got it.
Scott Armstrong. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud?
Be careful, we might get sued.
There ain't no suing on
I might
what
get
they gonna sue me for? $20?
Yeah. So we actually enjoyed being at Diamond up until Scott came along. And at first we liked Scott. We thought he was oh, he's been in the WWE, he's been in the Fed, he's got all this wisdom to share, and yet it wasn't really
So-
like that.
First offense,
Actually, our first televised show, our first Diamond show.
You mean? I'll get into
our PPV. No, they didn't have PPV yet. It was
They
a
still
full
don't.
music hall, and so it was a mixed tag.
It was
With-
Sid and Sawyer. This was our second match, I believe.
Yes.
So we had the first match it was Combat. Combat had been bought by DCW at the time or whatever. But it wasn't DCW or anything. But anyway.
There was, whatever happening, and then Scott wanted to see the finish. And we had some agents at the time that were messing with him and Sawyer, and they were not letting us kind of get in the ring as much as we needed to. And so I was kind of off to the side, and then Scott said, I've been sitting here for 5 minutes waiting to see the finish, and I still haven't seen the finish. And I said, well, I've been trying to show you the finish, but they've been in the way, so I haven't been able to. And he said, well, if that's how you feel about it, this can be a men's match only.
Basically, like, yeah.
So I told Sid to put me in the finish. And we went down, and I hit my head. No fault to Sid. Zero fault with Sid. I was just fucking angry. Got back up. Our managers looked at me and they were like, "Are you okay?" And I said, "No, I'm not." And then I almost left that day. There's a pattern of me almost leaving. But then the next day, her and I were talking, like not even talking, like.
No, you froze up. Hold on.
They were doing meeting.
I think that was the next show.
Hold on. Wait.
Yeah,
Wait
the
one
next-
second. Can you hear me? Because you are froze. Hold on. Wait just a second. We're gonna get the Fox and the Jackal back. Hold on.
Well,
There we
Here we go.
there we go.
Here we
Wi-Fi, spotty Wi-Fi, I guess. I don't know. We're in the den of the Fox and the Jackal right now, and
But-
I guess Wi-Fi is a little spotty out here.
But the next day,
There's your tattoo artist right there, Asher. Killer duo.
It was a.
Shouts out Rachel. Go check her out. Man of War Tattoo.
All right.
But yeah, it's the next show. This was the show where I wrestled a very drunk man in my first singles match.
No, that was not. That was
Oh,
not
no, it wasn't the
same
same show.
night.
You're
That
right.
was not the same night. That was not the same.
Because that was
night.
also a
We're gonna
two-night
get
show.
to that.
That was
next.
also at the temple. So it's your turn in a second. It's
Sorry,
my
sorry,
turn
sorry.
right
Go
now.
ahead, go
Thank
ahead.
you. So, so the next night, because it was a 2-night situation, they were having a meeting, and someone said something, and I literally went like this to Sid, and Scott was like, ladies, are you with us? Ladies?
Now, mind you, like the guys be cutting up. And usually when I say guys, I'm including the girls too. But in this situation, there's little groups of guys that are talking, chit-chatting or whatever. Well, lowly,
He
not trying to take
zeroed in
it.
on me.
But he zeroed in on the ladies.
And then, so fast forward to after that situation that I decided to let go to a point where he is sitting there saying, let me have your input. I want your input. We're all a family here. I want your input.
Not just that. If there's ever a problem, we need to squash that problem because we're a family here. We don't want that to fester and build up. We're a family.
So I say, Okay, well, Asher and I would like to come out with each other to the ring.
Because again, this goes back to what we talked about earlier when Brent said, "Hey, do y'all want to be an item on screen? Do y'all want to work separately? Do y'all want to be a stable? Like, what do y'all want to do?" We told him we're a unit. We're like this.
So
Scott hated that for whatever reason. Scott fucking hated that.
he said, no. And I was like, okay, well, that doesn't make any sense, but all right. And then so he starts talking about tag teams. And I'm like, okay, well, me and Asher are a tag team. And he comes over to me like this and says, stop. That will never happen.
Probably about the same distance as we are right now. Like gets
he
in her
literally
face.
gets in my face about it. And I was like, so I was hot. I was hot, but I think I got out of the ring and I just like left for a second.
Mm-hmm.
And then later, fast forward to like,
and I'm the more like clearly she's kind of a hothead. I'm the more like calm, cool, collected, level. I don't want to say level-headed, but I give people the benefit of the doubt. Though. I am level-headed, but I give people the benefit of the doubt. And I was like, look, he probably didn't mean anything by it. Just reach out to him, just message him. Just again, we're a family, right? So just squash it. Let him know it bothers you.
So I say to him
through text that she still has saved because just the CYA.
Well, in case he sues her, yeah.
Right.
So I say to him, you say that everybody is a family and that we can talk to whoever, but you have made me feel unsafe to voice my opinion in any way. And I felt like I was disrespected and not heard. And he messages me back and is like, oh, I'm so sorry. I never intended on that, blah, 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 blah. And then fast forward to
3 days later, maybe,
where Tommy is calling us, telling us that we are now banned from training.
No. You're banned from training.
I'm banned from training, not him.
I'm still more than welcome to go to training because, of course, I will go to training without my wife, right? That makes sense.
And that he may or may not have contacted a lawyer because of the use of the word unsafe, because this was around the time of the Vince McMahon shit where he, that whole situation. So he felt like that was necessary.
And then, of course, we call Brent and we talk to Tommy. Tommy tells us one thing. Brent tells us the other. Brent saying, no, there was never a lawyer contacted. Y'all can come work shows with us. It's fine. You can still go to training. Talking to me.
We were always allowed to work shows.
And I told him point blank. I said, no, we're not working any more diamond shows because at the time Scott's putting everything together. He's the agent for all the matches or whatever. And I was like, no, we don't want him putting our matches together because he's going
to bury me. He would have buried me immediately.
Yeah, basically.
And I wouldn't have actually let that happen, to be fair. But
well,
yeah.
Hit the like button on this video, but I'm gonna go into this for a second.
How many likes do we have? Before you get into that, how many likes we have?
We got 20 likes right now. We get it.
20 likes, that's pretty good. Let's get it up. Let's get to 30. Come on, guys. What are you doing? Exactly. Like this, share it. Let's go.
I'm gonna say this. Scott Armstrong.
Oh, and sorry. I don't mean to cut you off again, but at the time, we were also told that we were not allowed to work anywhere within 100-mile radius.
100-mile radius.
There was some other, because they were on TV at 3 o'clock in the morning on public access or something. Yeah.
Where?
So we were kind of, and we were, get kept, and we had this little carrot that they were dangling that we got Scott now, so this is your end to WWE, and
it's not. It's not. I'll just go ahead and say this. Now I'm about to drop a big bomb. Okay?
Do it.
Can I drop a bomb real quick?
Yeah.
Can I drop a bomb real quick? I knew before you did that we were being manipulated.
Oh, she did 100%.
And I told
women always know. They always know when we're getting manipulated.
And True. I told you that if something was wrong, and you were like, "Well, we need to stay here because
we didn't know anyone that worked.
Know how. Yeah, but we could have.
Oh yeah, we could have reached out, but we didn't know no one taught us about, resumes and sending in the promoters
and stuff had already gone out and gotten on their stuff at AWA. We could have gone to AWA, but
what were they at AWA? I don't think they were.
Yes, they were.
They had just left, I think. They had just left. Yeah.
They left right before us.
But this was all happening very, very quick succession.
And Diamond demonized amped up. Demonized amped up when they went to AWA.
Again, I've got beef with Amp. I've got beef with Amp right now. I've had beef with the Andreas in the past. But no, they screwed Amped Up over.
They fucked them over so hard and made them seem like they were the villains in the situation.
And they weren't.
When they were not.
Just because they wanted to spread their wings and go work elsewhere. And I'm sorry, Brandon. Go ahead and drop this bomb because I'm ready for it.
This bomb that I'm about to drop is probably going to get me canceled. Well, at least with DCW.
Last night you got canceled from grooming Koloff, so let's go.
That's true. I'm gonna just drop this bomb. The Armstrong family, one of the greatest families in independent wrestling, one of the greatest families in professional wrestling. Period. You had Bullet Bob. I worked with Bullet Bob when he came to Meridian. You had Buff Bagwell on the show. That was almost 20 years ago. You got BG James, Brian James, Armstrong, the Road Dogg, famous.
Jesse James.
DX, still works with WWE and whatnot. You have Brian Armstrong, in my opinion, one of the best workers to ever step foot in wrestling. Did he have the personality or the charisma at that time? No. But I thought he was one of the greatest workers. I enjoyed everything that Brad did. Do you know what Scott Armstrong is famous for?
Nothing.
What?
No, the only thing that Scott Armstrong is, and he has got no connections with WWE. I don't give a shit. Oh, we can get you to WWE. No, he couldn't. He couldn't jerk himself.
Oh, no, he does, because he got his grandbabies in there.
Oh, yeah, he
got his grandbabies in there. We're gonna touch on that later, but keep going.
That's mainly because of his brother. It ain't because of him. You know what? Scott Armstrong is famous for?
What's that?
The only thing he is famous for is receiving a text message from Chris Benoit during the Weekend Tragedy. That's the only thing he's famous for. Otherwise, nobody else would know who the fuck Scott Armstrong was. He is the least of pro wrestling's, the Armstrong dynasty. He is the least known. And, do I give a shit if, I get any work in DCW or any other promotion? No, I really don't. At this point, I'm happy with doing the Brilliant Show. If people will do the Brilliant Show, I don't give a shit. Whatever. But that's it. When you look at it, Scott Armstrong was a referee in ECW WWE. He received text messages that also Chavo Guerrero received, and that was it. Other than that, nobody would know who the fuck Scott Armstrong is.
Well, what was always really funny during training was he would send a flex about how he was talking to
R-Truth.
Yeah. And he would be like, "Oh, I messaged R-Truth this.
Let's take a picture for R-Truth."
He may not answer, but I can message R-Truth. Hell, I can message John Cena. I got fucking John Cena's number right now. But anyway, continue on, Kimber. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, again, it goes back to the carrot on the stick. You know, we got the route to the WWE. That's what he's got. He's still got some guys believing that are still stuck at
All right.
Diamond that aren't working anywhere else.
Before you get into the grandbabies, 'cause we're definitely going to get into that. Let me just say this, okay? Anybody that believes that he has an out to get into WWE, man, I got some oceanfront property to sell you in Illinois. All right. Here's the thing. Does Brian James have pull? Yes. Of course he does. You know, but is WWE or is TKO Group Holdings really looking, and I'm not meaning this in a derogatory way, but are they really looking for independent wrestling right now? No.
No, absolutely not.
They're looking for athletes that have a name behind them, that have a brand behind them. They're not going and picking up Joe Schmo to come into WWE because, he's a talented wrestler.
Or Jack Passion. Did I say that? Sorry. Whoops.
What was that name? Jack Strong?
But
anyway, that's what I'm saying.
Well, let's keep it. I want to take a little page out of Koloff's playbook from last night. Let's keep it a little positive.
Hold on just a second.
Hey, we got questions?
Try to get booked by Limitless Wrestling in Maine. Randy Carver, I'm going to just tell you this. I know I've had you on my old podcast. If you're looking for great talent, the Fox and the Jackal are great talent. So Limitless up in Maine is one of the
fly us out.
Thank you.
Yeah, fly us out. We'd love to be there.
Top promotion in the Northeast in Maine. Hell, I'll just go ahead and say it. They're a great promotion all over. But yes. Anyway,
yeah, let's keep it positive. We've got that out of the way. Again, I want to take a little page out of the Vladdy Daddy's playbook. Again, we've got respect. Yeah, you're a client. We want to keep it positive.
You're really gonna call him that?
I did the air quotes. I did the air quotes. Okay. Anyway, so obviously we're not going back to Diamond after that. No way, no how. So we hit up at the time. MT was out as a trainer. We're not getting into that at all. He left. And we had Lucha
in there. Don't put the 2 in there. All right, anyway.
At the time, Lucha Lacuro, Zane Stevens, and Mac Daddy Duds had been helping run training sessions, who all 3 of them we have immense respect for. And I think we called all 3 of them and Ryan Fury. Called all 4 of them after this happened to get feedback from them. What do we do? What next? You know, we love this business. We love what we do, and we feel like we're like fucked at this point. Like we can't go any further. And Lucha assured us, hey, I've got a spot for you at Combat. Don't worry about it. Ryan, I've got a spot for you at Revolt. Don't worry about it. Zane gave us some great feedback. And we went and had dinner with Mac Daddy Duds and John Taylor and talked to him about the situation. And I think Mac Daddy Duds reached out to you. And you had reached out to us after that, or somehow we connected. Yeah, you reached out to us and said, hey, I'd like to bring you into AWA. Come check out a show. And you had talked to Koloff, and we showed up, and the atmosphere was like night and day difference. Like I cannot describe for all these. If anyone is watching that has been stuck at Diamond, I cannot express to you how different the atmosphere of any other locker room is from Diamond, because Diamond was not fun. Diamond's very micromanaged. Also, the building that we helped build, we helped paint the walls to, has no AC, so it's a furnace in there.
Pause. Whenever they bought or rented or whatever they did, the Bullet Bob Strong Arena.
Which was it's a travesty that they named that Bullet Bob Armstrong
Yes,
Arena.
I agree.
Yep.
It's a trash can. Yeah.
He helped clean it out, paint it, make it look so much better than it did when we came in there, and we got nothing. And I mean, I
Oh, sorry. So yeah, we got nothing.
Pause.
We didn't get paid. We didn't get paid for any shows that we worked either. Well, one show we got paid for. But we put in work to this building, like literally that you would go in and paint the walls and be on a 30-foot ladder and hang up lights and yeah, nothing. Hey, thanks for coming out, kid.
And let me go ahead and mention the fact that well, that's kind of shitty. No, I'll do it anyway. A lot of their talent that they have there now that was there during that time didn't do that. And we were essentially used. I get, the paying your dues situation, duty, blah, but expecting people to come in and do like
gut a warehouse, paint the shitty, like torn out walls of this warehouse, hang up lights from like 30 feet in the air while the owner is sitting there like watching the whole time.
Was he playing Super Mario or was he eating donuts? Which one was he doing?
He was probably eating donuts.
Yeah.
Now I'm not gonna touch on the grandbabies because I don't know shit about Crusher.
He was after our time, and I'll give Passion this.
Fuck him! Don't fucking give him shit. What do you want to give him?
Passion fruit
Jackal.
was a. Oh, you like him?
Fuck you! Eat shit.
So we also hit up Jack after. So after all that happened, we hit up all our what we thought were friends at the time to ask their opinion of the situation, and we didn't want them to take sides. We were clear that we don't want you to take sides. We want sympathy, essentially. Like, just empathize with us because this fucking sucks. And Jack did not empathize with us at all.
Jack
but also
called Scott. Jack called Scott when we called him.
little tattletale.
He tattletaled on us.
Yeah.
Don't snitch.
And then he told me that I was acting like a middle schooler for what I was going through. So absolutely the fuck not. Sorry. I'm getting real angry. That set me off. Okay, we're done.
But yeah, we went back in time, and I'll go a little bit further back before we go forward again. Again, Manny Street, good friend of ours. Shout out Manny Street because he's back in action now. I don't know how he's if he's gonna have beef with us or not, but shout out Manny Street. We saw that Manny Street had been, he was always the first person there to set up, last person there tearing down, and that's paying your dues right there. So we said we want to be like that. So we would show up. This was before Diamond had the bullet. We'd show up to help set up, help tear down. And then, we had the Bullet Bob, which we all built together anyway. Flash forward back to after you had contacted us and we came and watched an AWA show in the locker room. The atmosphere was just completely different. It was, again, night and day difference. We ran into JD, who at the time, the Silent, who was managing Nightmare Jeremiah, still is, I believe, because he's part of, he's supposed to be part of Red Flag, but he's also part of the Swamp People, whatever they call themselves. But he saw what we had, that we were there. I think the next show, I think it might have been the next show that we met him, but we showed up early, helped set up, and tear down and all that. I think he saw that. I'd conversed with him. Of course, he had his little post-it notes because he didn't talk at the time, so he was, writing stuff down. But I think he put in a good word for to Bobby for us, and that's how we ended up at GCW. So not only after Diamond, we went to AWA, we went to GCW as well. And man, that the clubhouse was what the Bullet Bob Armstrong wishes it was.
Should have been.
Exactly.
Wishes it was and should have been.
Also, Brent, who owns an AC company or something like that, doesn't have AC in the Bullet Bob Armstrong.
Oh no, he does,
arena.
but it's in Gorilla where him and Scott.
Right.
Oh no, he has a window unit.
Failures of Jenny Craig, they've always got to have that air on them. And here's the thing.
Jenny Craig, girl, you are aging yourself on that Jenny Craig down. I've saved myself.
You age yourself by saying that.
Well, they just went bankrupt a month ago. Come on, give me a break. But anyway, here's the thing. I remember Brent touting himself, we're not an independent wrestling. Yes, the fuck you are. If you're not WWE, if you're not AEW, you're independent.
If you're not TNA, you're not Ring of Honor.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, when I'm naming the top two companies, I will say, AEW, WWE. And you can call they put so much emphasis. I remember when they did this, and Mac Daddy, one of my good friends, dropped the old AWA title in the trash. It was the night that OVW was at DCW. They put so much emphasis on OVW being something special when they're nothing but an independent company either. I don't give a fuck who runs that show. They're an independent company that does live television. Okay. They're still not putting 20,000 people in the building. Okay. You want to call yourself something other than independent wrestling company? Put 6,000 to 7,000 people in the building or more, then call yourself other than independent. But if you're putting 200, 300, 400, even 1,000 people in the building, you're still an independent company. That's all there is to it.
At the end of the day, as shitty as that situation was, I'm really glad that it happened, and also I will say I'm grateful that DCW exists because we wouldn't be here without DCW. So I'll give them that. But at the end of the day, I'm grateful that whole situation with Scott happened, because if it didn't happen, we wouldn't be on this podcast right now. We wouldn't be the champions that we are right now. We'd be stuck in DCW buying their bullshit.
Well,
and I'm grateful to, I just want to express my gratitude. I want to express my gratitude to you, the brilliant one, to Vladimir Koloff, to Mac Daddy Duds, to John Taylor, to Lucha Lacora, to Zane Stevens, to Ryan Fury. All them that helped us after that situation.
Yeah. Well, as soon as Mac Daddy hit me up, I was already watching you. And I'm just like, man, I would love to get Asher and Kimber away from DCW. Not necessarily away from DCW, because I knew their radius rule. 100 miles. And if you look at independent wrestling, 100 miles is a long damn ways for independent wrestling shows.
So you want to know something really funny?
I do.
DCW was like 90 something miles away from the GCW in Mississippi.
99, I believe.
Yeah.
99.
Very, very small amount away. And that's why nobody can work over there. So, there's that.
It's crazy. It's like I tell independent wrestlers all the time. You're independent contractors. You work for who you want, and that's it. If they tell you you only work for us within a 100-mile radius because we're on TV, no, you're not. Who gives a fuck? Who watches local television or anything like it? Nobody. There's more people that watch streaming services and YouTube than there is that watches local television. That's just my opinion. I want to get to something that Jarrett McKenzie said, and I remember when this happened, DCW was all about branding themselves. We're going to do branded shirts. We're going to do this. And Jarrett ordered a West Warren shirt 2 years ago. It took months to get that, and it was the wrong shirt. Like they had
all right.
themselves.
So I have firsthand things about. So
one of my boys.
They made a bunch of shirts.
Well, first of all, they told us that we should not sell, we could not or should not sell merch or something without going through them.
They were trying to be like the WWE store.
Yeah, and we're like, no, we're setting up our own merch. Like, deal with it.
We set up our own merch, and we said, no, fuck you, eat shit and die. But also, there were a few wrestlers that did buy into that, not of their faults, that never got paid, never saw a dime from that whatever, and yeah, that was it. They never saw anything. They were told that they were going to get
a percentage of it,
and then they never saw any money from any of the DCW WWE store.
Well, let me just say this, okay? Any company that tells you, oh, we're like WWE, we're doing a WWE store, it's called Bernie Madoff. You know, the Ponzi scheme. There is nobody like WWE. It's only WWE. That's all there is to it. You're not going to get your money for it. They try to do this and do that. Let me just say this. What's the word I'm looking for without getting canceled here? I already got canceled. That's right.
Bullshit, lies, schemers, scammers.
Lies. They don't pay nobody. They con everybody.
Con man. Brent Latnier is a con man.
Well, yeah.
He's a weasel. He's a con man.
Carney.
And then Carney, if you look at the Webster's Dictionary, you turn the page to Carney, you will see a picture of Brent Latnier.
Well,
and the thing that makes me so hot about this, aside from the fact that we helped build the Bullet Drop Armstrong Arena, is that it's 10 minutes down the road from us. It would be so easy for us to hop in the car and go work a show over there. But they have to be the way that they are. So, and again, we live here. All of our family, our friends that don't really know about wrestling, that don't really appreciate wrestling, that would come watch us just because it's in the city that they live in. Yeah, sorry.
You can't trust anybody that's under 4'6". I'm sorry. And I think Brent's like 4'2" or something like that. You can't trust anybody that's under that unless, you know, it's a female. That's the only thing.
I don't know about all that,
Did you say that's a female? Fuck you. Eat shit. I'm 5'7", but what in the hell? What in the hell?
What?
That is some sexist ass shit. What are you talking about? Under 4'6", you can't trust them. That's a female?
No, I think it was saying unless they were a female.
Unless they're a female. The only way you can trust
she's okay with it being sexist the other way around.
Well, here's the thing: if a man is under 5 foot, he's a comment.
He's got a Napoleon complex.
Yeah, I won't say all that, but yeah, Napoleon complex is a very real thing.
If a woman is
step out real quick.
4 foot, she's a genius. I'll just say that. But hold on.
But yeah, I again, expressing my gratitude for at the time AWA, when you were a part of AWA, the GCW, and all the other promotions that we worked since then. I mean, we've spread our wings and flown. We're all. I mean, we've worked so many different promotions this year alone.
Well, I think me and you talked, and me and Kimber talked a little bit as well. And my ass, Ramp is great, but anyway, I think me and you talked.
Shouts out to Ramp.
Yeah, me and Kimber talked, and my thing was, and I think I told you this, and if I didn't, correct me if I'm wrong, but I told you you have to spread your wings.
You did 100.
You cannot work for one promotion. I thought you had a great persona. I thought everything was great about you and Kimber, but I told you I'm not trying to hold you down when I owned AW.
Yep.
I want you to spread your wings. I want you to go elsewhere because that's how you learn. You learn from different locker rooms. You cannot learn from one simple locker room. You have to learn from a bunch of different people, and you have to get your name out there. As an independent wrestler, the key factor is promoting yourself, getting your name out there, and wrestling for as many promotions as you can.
Yep.
Does it make me jealous that like I couldn't hold Kimber Fox and Asher Andrews in? Yes. But does it make me smile that you two, even a month after, you came and worked your first match at AWA, you had a match in Texas? That made me proud.
We didn't work there. We were booked there, but something the venue got shut down. But yeah.
But my thing is this. I know that you're not my students, you're not this, you're not that, but I'm still proud because you spread your wings. You get out there. You're an independent contractor. You need to go out there and get your name out.
Yeah.
It's not always about the money though, but it's more about the exposure. It's more about, doing what you can. And
yeah, absolutely. And just like Koloff said in the podcast last night, at the end of the day, you are your own business. Like you have to promote yourself. You have to spread your wings. You have to get out there. If you're not on the flyer, you have to, or you're not asked to cut a promo. You have to cut a promo, and that's something that I think that me and Kimber do very well. We don't get asked to cut promos all the time, but we'll still cut a promo because we want to promote ourselves. We want to promote our opponents. We want to promote the company that we're working for.
Right. Well, y'all do a great job with the promos. Your video editing, all that stuff works well.
Thank you.
But when me and Matt talked, or Mac Daddy talked, and he put you over, and I was always like, "Well, you ain't gotta put him over. I'm already sold. I've been wanting to get him to AWA. Even I think we had let me correct this. Mac had come back. We were gonna do a gauntlet, and I think you was gonna be involved in it. And I think that week, I think you were still with DCW at the time. That week we found out you couldn't wrestle there because of the ratings.
Yep. I was told I could not work there. Yeah, because it would jeopardize. Yeah, I was basically told. I wasn't told that if I worked there, I would jeopardize my place at DCW, but it was heavily hinted at, as was other Diamond students at the time.
They do need to come to Limitless. I'm going to tell you that. There's a lot of talent down here, Loud Hits, that needs to come to Limitless in Maine. We have a lot of great talent here in the South. Asher and Kimber are some of them. Vladimir Koloff, Shook White, even King Sing Petty, Murdo Brown, John Taylor. There's a lot of great talent down here. Don't get stuck in the bubble. That is true. And I'm going to tell you something. Big Ramp, love the guy to death.
Big Ramp.
He's always gave me great advice, and always been proud. I mean, I've always, anytime I get to see Ramp, I'm great. It's great.
Every time I get to see Ramp, I'm happy. I love Ramp.
Ramp's a great dude.
I love Ramp.
Ramp's one of the dudes that made us feel very welcome at TWA. One of several people, but
yes.
And what other locker rooms has he been in? He's been in any locker room he's been in. He's made us feel very welcome.
I love Ramp.
Yeah, we're big.
I love Ramp and the late Crimson Tiger. I do love him too.
Yeah,
Crimson
Crimson
Tiger
Tiger was
But-
very nice.
I love Crimson Tiger. Flaming Sports Media says, I'm sure Asher gets this a lot, but that green in his hair is dope. Well,
Thank
Kimber,
you.
so you're green. They're both green. It's great. That was
She's
one of-
yellow. It's just glowing.
Oh yeah,
She
that's
had
true.
to convince me that. Do you want to tell the story about why I have this?
Yeah,
I'm gonna step out real quick.
You gotta hear it now, Kimber.
So Asher, I have been trying to talk to him.
Hold on. Wait. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. She's speaking, but we can't hear. Hold on.
Can you?
Wait. I can
You
hear
can
you
hear
now.
Oh,
Yeah, now we can hear you. Now we can hear you.
let's hear it. Take it.
Sorry. No, you can't come. Okay. Apparently, my dog is coming in here. All right, come here.
Hey, Becky.
Come here. Oh, there's a baby.
Oh,
All
it
right.
is. Limitless is. Oh my God, it's so gorgeous. Limitless is a jump pad, but oh
So
my
she's-
goodness, what's the name?
Her name is Luna. She's
Hey,
a baby.
You are a baby. A spoiled
She-
baby.
She's a very spoiled baby.
She's gonna knock everything up. Let it stay there out here.
All right. So, no,
He wouldn't let me put color in his hair for the longest time. And then when we started wrestling, he finally was like, "Oh, I guess you can put in hair." And then he started with like a little tiny sliver. And then he was like, "Well, guess you can put a little bit more."
Every time she does my hair, I'm like, I guess you could put a little bit more. And then it's just kind of spread out from there. And also, I wanted to get my nose pierced for a while, but I was like, man, I'm not 20 years old anymore. Like, I can't do this. And then start wrestling. And I was like, okay, I have an excuse to do it now.
Well, I mean, hey, that's awesome. Like, because I always wanted to color my hair, I just never had any. But Kimberly Grimes wants to know if she can pet your dog. And Kim is a great friend of mine, and her significant other that passed away, Mountain Man, was a great person. And I wish y'all could have been around him because he gave
I've
a
heard.
lot of good stuff out, and he was a great man. Turner, you ain't got much hair to cut. No, I know. I swear. Newt, listen, or DIY Mississippi Filmers, listen. I just said that I would color my hair, but I don't have none. You can do this every time, all the time. Well, I know I can, Miss Savage. I know I can do this all day, every day.
Our headset died. Give us a couple seconds.
You're welcome. Dry audience on your hair joke, Brandon. It was very dry. Very dry. I even got dandruff from it.
What's the difference?
We got them froze up, but they're going to be right there. Do the weird things. What's the weird things?
Maybe it did die. Maybe it did die. Let me get your other headset.
Oh, no.
I don't know.
I don't know if you can hear us. Our headphones died, so
We can
trying to
hear
fix
you. I
that
can hear you.
situation.
I can hear you.
Okay, cool.
Okay, cool. Is that fine? Do you have any reverb?
Let me turn this. up
It
real
cancels
quick.
out. I don't know. Well, I'll double check, but it cancels out. Everything sounds good from here.
Okay,
Cool.
we can barely hear you, but it's we'll make it work.
Yeah, I mean that's
I
good.
mean, I have your
Mountain Man was amazing. Yes, he was.
Probably have to get a little closer.
Not a wrestling question. We don't ask all wrestling questions. But what does
That's
the
fine.
Fox and the Jackal listen to as music wise?
Leave
I
the
can
door
already
open.
tell you. I can look at it and tell. When it comes to Asher, it's got to be none other than Miley Cyrus. When we look at Kimber, It's got to be none other than. Let me guess this right. Let me guess. It's got to be Backstreet Boys.
Hang on, we're figuring out our audio.
Here.
We good? We
Yo.
good? Talk, Brandon. Oh, it's not good.
I'm joking. I'm joking. I was mad. I was lipping. I was doing the Milli Vanilli there.
I didn't hear you, so it's okay. I don't know what you were joking about.
I was just saying Milli Vanilli. Can you hear me now?
Milli Vanilli.
I mean,
I'm pissed.
damn, we should have charged our shit before we got amateurs, right? Amateurs. It's all right.
I mean,
it's all
what
right.
can you expect
we'll
from
do it.
Scott Armstrong trainees? I mean,
Wow.
Yikes.
All right. Can you hear me? Hello?
I mean, he's talking.
I'm joking with you. Yes, I can hear you. I'm sorry.
Fucking bitch.
No, you did freeze
All right,
up there.
pull us off screen real quick and promote.
All right, so I'm gonna promote my T-shirt that you need to buy, which is on Brainbuster Tees. Go to Brainbuster Tees. I'm one of the first things that pops up when you see it, so make sure you check it out. I mean, that is all it is. So go check out brainbustertees.com and get you a T-shirt from the Brady Show. Ashley Simpson for the millennials? All right, Dan. Let me ask you this: how many people can really tell me who Ashley Simpson is? Now I do know who Ashley Simpson is, but can you tell me who her sister is? Anybody? They're not landing. They never do. I only entertain myself, so you know. She's going to give you another purple knuckle turner. True. Probably so. Let's see. Give us a white and black. There is. You can get a white, black, or red Brilliant Show shirt. This is not the only color. Just letting you know. I can. Crystal Marson, you're great. Love you to death, girl. Brandon, I'm going to use that trick for sure. Literally got me dying over here. Just moving your mouth. They thought you were talking. I was talking. But anyway, here they are. They're back. Oh man, this is great. Let's see. Jessica? Who's Jessica? Jessica Simpson. Daisy Duke. Miss Savage. I like Daisy Duke. The one in the bikini. That's true too. All right. We're back.
There we go. My headset was dead. We're good. We're good.
I haven't drank any Twisted Tea. Haven't drank any whiskey, but I have drank some Voodoo Ranger IPA. So I did forget where we were at. Does anybody else remember where we're at?
I don't know. We got some questions out there. How many likes are we at right now? Are we at 30 yet?
We're at 27. We're
27. 3 more. Come on, guys. 3 more.
Right.
And share this too.
Now, I do want to say this. Y'all have the sweetest niece in the world.
She's an angel.
I don't know why, but you know, she cheers for me some.
She loves you because you
were
made her
sweet to
cry.
her.
You made her cry the first time she ever saw you, and then you made sure that you made it up to her for that. And she just loves you now.
Well, when
you came back, she popped. She was so happy.
She did pop, and I walked over to her and I had to give her a hug. I was just like, no handshake. I got to get a hug because
good.
And honestly, you're lucky because she's not a hugger. She's not Bailey. She doesn't go around hugging everybody. She only hugs the people that she likes.
So that should tell you something either. I'm one of these people. You can ask my wife. I'm not a hugger. I'm not one of these touchy feely people. But when I saw her and I just saw her face, I had missed her for so long. I had to give her a hug. There was
She's a
several.
sweetheart.
Yes, she is. She's great. So is your sister. You know, no offense, St. Pat. But you know, they're all. You know, when I came back that night I finally decided to come back. Kimber favorite bands, but we'll get to that in just a second. But my thing is, when I came back that night, there was only a certain amount of people that I was really looking forward to seeing. She was one of them. There was another family that I just couldn't wait to see, and that made my night. When I came through and saw them, that was just absolutely awesome. It was what I don't know. You know, you go walk out in front of 20,000 people and you're feeling that, but when you get to see people
Right.
that you love seeing and you enjoy
So
seeing,
that makes me. I'm not trying to take away from your shine, but and Ellie has been a number one fan of mine from the beginning. Like Ellie is a little sweet angel baby. She is so good.
yes,
She is such a good sweet angel. But I just I wanna like have a little moment. So we were at the show at Freeport this last weekend, and there was a little girl that was there that had only seen me once, and she told her mom that she needed to come to the show and she needed to be there, and she had an outfit that matched my outfit, and she was there. She was booing the other team, didn't matter what they were. And I mean, I get it. Like the kids are, I feel like, you
This
know, why we end up doing a lot of this.
this
is
little girl had
because-
green socks that she cut holes in to make sleeves out of, basically to match Kimber.
It was really sweet. I definitely like the kids are, you know, why we're so happy about what we do a lot of the time at the end of the day. Even if it's negative. Like
it really is. It really
I would rather
is.
kids boo me, but I hate kids. But except for Ellie, I love my niece. I love my nephew and my other niece. I love them. But all those other kids can go kick rocks on train tracks.
My thing is, I'm not a fan of kids either. Like, they're just booger, not nosed little brats, and I just can't deal with it. But your niece is
Yep.
she's the cutest,
she baby.
and she's just, you can just tell that she's having fun. And it's hard for kids sometimes to let themselves go and have fun, but just being around her, I don't know, I just felt like, I don't even know how to express it, but she's great. And it was the highlight of my night when I came back and saw her and the other family that I was looking for when I came back. Yeah, it was just great. Now, and I don't get into all the mushy stuff because I really can't stand trailer park trash. But you know, they did capture my heart for a second that night. So it was. But all right, I want to get into a couple more things. We didn't want to talk bad about Walter because he saved you from leaving, which I commend him on. But let's bring up a couple other names, all right?
Word association.
Yeah, word association. Word with friends. How about that? Oh, that name's already taken. But anyway, I'm going to start it out with this. And then I'm going to dig in a little bit. But first, I want to just say this. All right, so when y'all came to AWA, I was on my way out because my mother got sick. Y'all did a couple. I think you did like 2 or 3 shows with me, but you know, we had fun. But after I left, what was AWA like? They're no
We had a
longer in
different-
business, so it don't really matter.
I'll say this. We had a a different, less bad Brent that took over in your spot?
I'll
We
say
weren't
this.
told that we couldn't work in, a certain area. We were exclusive to AWA, excuse me, or anything like that. But there's a lot of similarities between that man and Brent. So
Well,
Who
they
told you
shared
that?
a lot of
Was it Brian?
similarities too.
I'm talking about
So.
Brent.
Well, they shared a lot of
Oh,
things.
he never said anything to me about
No, I
that.
said he didn't. He did not make us.
Oh,
He
he
did
didn't.
not.
He didn't.
Yes.
Sorry.
There's other similiarities.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Oh, because
similarities.
shit.
Even women are similarities in that situation.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say it, but he didn't want to say it, so it's okay. It's fine. It'd be like that something. No, it wasn't. It wasn't as bad. Like it really wasn't bad,
No,
but it definitely like it was okay. It was okay. It was
the
okay.
locker room. We still have the locker room. We
And
still
then
had
it
Koloff
wasn't.
there. It was once shit hit the fan and they had sold out and they didn't want to tell anybody about it. Yeah, but we know how to do it.
Well, that's a good deal. All right, so when are you making? My second thing is when are you making your MCW debut?
Oof. We actually may be making our MCW debut in June.
We'll see if the price is right. We know how to price ourselves now. We don't work for free anymore. So
Yeah,
the price is right.
Bob Andrews over here. Price is right.
June
7th.
shit. No, June. All right, let me look at my phone.
No, I got it.
Hold on.
Oops.
We gotta look at our phones.
Well, now she's going away.
I'm looking at my phone while they're looking at theirs, so we're gonna move this off here for just a second until they come back. Oh, I got a message from Sing Petty, King Sing Petty. I got a message from him. I'll have to get to that. I will go there June, my birthday. Happy birthday, Crystal. You need to come see me at GCW. All right, they're
Bitch.
back.
Hey, July 5th and July 19th.
Wait, hold on. Where are we at July the 5th and where are we at July the 19th? And
This is when we may be working with MCW if the price is right.
all right, Bob Barker.
You might can see us. Yeah, Bob Barker, not Bob, whoever you said earlier. Barker.
Andrews.
Shouts out.
July 5th
RIP, I
and
think.
July 19th.
You know, July the 4th is America's birthday, so it's a day after.
July the 4th, we're going to be at Combat Sport Wrestling in Freeport.
Awesome. All right, we're about to close down here for just a second. What I want you guys to do is hang in there for a minute, but we're going to get to some other stuff. And I got one last name.
Okay.
I'm passionate about this one.
Oh God damn it.
Dude, if you do what I think you're about to do,
fast forward.
I'm leaving.
Fast forward. We don't need to get into that.
All right, so
we've already touched on it.
I was just going to ask you to plug your social medias. Tell us about your upcoming events, and we're going to hit the road on that one.
Girl, I'm about to. You're on my list. You're on my list. You're gonna. All right.
You just made the list.
This Saturday, at Combat Sport Pro in Biloxi, I'm about to beat your fucking ass.
Let's pull it up. There it is. The birthday.
There you go.
We're going to beat my ass again.
Yep. June 28th, we'll be at TWA in Chalmette, Louisiana. And July 4th, as she said, we'll be at Combat in Freeport. And July 5th, we'll see. We might be at MCW.
And then July 19th, I'll be at MCW as well.
Awesome. Let's get one more like. We're at 29 likes. I want to get
29.
one more
That's
like.
One more like.
One
One more like.
One more like, and we're going to close this show out. Binky Jordan, great. Girl, great.
Shouts out Binky.
Binky, I'm gonna beat your ass, but I love you.
We love Binky, but yeah, we also
Binky,
love
yes.
beating up Binky.
But I want to thank the Fox and the Jackal for coming on. I hope y'all enjoyed yourselves. Remember to hang
We had
in.
Yeah,
fun.
thank y'all for having us.
Yeah, well, just hang in there right after we get done. Oh, we got over 30 likes. All right, so thank y'all for coming. Tomorrow night is Steve Anthony. Be sure to tune in. Great. He's been all over the world. He's wrestled in Japan. He wrestled Roderick Strong. We love you too, Ryan. We love you too, Ryan.
We met
Fox-
Steve Anthony at LWA in Louisiana. Another great promotion.
Oh,
Good,
yes.
great dude. Great dude. Another promotion that we would love to get back at. And I'll go ahead and plug this too, because we'd love to get back at more of these Louisiana promotions because we've had so much fun. 225 GSW LWA. Let's get the Fox and the Jackal back out in Louisiana.
I agree. Let's get him out in Louisiana. And Steve Anthony, he clotheslined me so hard one night. I can't forget. I can't remember what year it was. But thank you.
You probably deserved it.
I probably did. Y'all hang in there and just hang tight for just a second. We'll see y'all tomorrow night with Steve Anthony. Thursday night is Shook White. We got a lot of good things coming up here on the British Show.
Lights blaze bright, it's a glorious sight. The champ of the mic owns the night. With a mind so slick and a suit so clean, he's running this ring like a wrestling machine. From gold-plated deals to jaw-dropping schemes, he's the mastermind of your wildest dreams. Stand up, take note, bow down if you can. It's the brilliant show with the brilliant one. He's the man.